I was laid off. But this is not about how I was laid off or why. This is about what you can do to be ready to a moment like this. What you can do to not panic when you are laid off. What you can do to face something like this as an opportunity, as a chance to do amazing things. So let's start by the obvious thing. You might think that your job is extremely safe, and tech has been extremely safe for a long time. At least we have that feeling. But the reality is that it's not. From one day to the other, a job that looks like a stable thing might not be. So it's important to be ready. And being ready has multiple aspects that are parts of it. The first one is obvious one, is the financial part. So make sure that you build your emergency fund to sustain you for some months, but also start thinking about how can you expand your sources of income, how you can bring money from other places that don't make you so dependent on a single source of income. But more than that, make sure that you are ready to when something like this happens. And you need to do it by learning. If you stop learning, or if you only learn new things in the context of your job, I can assure you that one day, after 4 or 5 years, you will get back to the market, and the things that the market expect are different from the ones that you are familiar with. Because learning in the context of our role, it's completely different than going outside and seeing what we have new, playing with new things, trying to build new stuff. And now that you are in the need of finding a new step in your career, you will be in a rush trying to learn the new things, the new Kubernetes, the new whatever, and it will be extremely hard to get all of that knowledge in just a few days. So make sure that you keep learning, not only the tech part, but also that you keep learning the arts of being an interview. And what I mean with that is not thinking that if you are happy with your job, that you are staying there for 4 or 5 years, that you don't get back to the market trying to do new interviews. The feeling of being an interview is something that you need to keep it going. So try to at least once a year, try to find one opportunity that will seem interesting and go for an interview to see what the market expects, to see how you behave in situations like that, to keep your skills sharp. And also make sure that you build your connections. Build a network, not only building the connections that you have from your previous jobs, likely, but also expanding your network. And you can do that by going to meetups, to going to conferences, taking advantage of the networking opportunities there. Because those are the ones that one day, if they see that your company has been through a layoff, they might find this as an opportunity for them to bring into their teams, because they have that feeling that you are a good team member. So if you are participating in something like that, for sure you are someone that likes to learn, that likes to share, that tries to evolve. So they are happy to try to bring you on board. But you can also expand your network by showing your work. If you start working on open source, if you start writing a blog, those things will expand your network. You will show your work. People will read it and they will follow, and they will have the feeling that they know you so well because they have seen your work. So they are quite sure that you are quite good. And a recommendation in a hiring process means a lot. Not only that, but by building your projects outside might be one way of creating a new source of income. So that's extremely exciting as well. But last but not least, make sure that you have a plan of what you want to do with your career, of things that you would love to try, of where you are seeing you going. So when you face something like this and you are ready because you have done all those things that I've mentioned before, now you have an opportunity to try to spot things that are exciting. You have the opportunity to look at this as an opportunity to finally do the things that you wanted to do. Maybe a new career path, maybe try to go to a different organization that you always dream of, trying to work with a different tech. You are ready for that. And this might be your opportunity. So what about me? I have done exactly that. And I'm taking this as an opportunity to try a lot of things that have been in my mind for a long time. And if you want to keep with the news on those, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter in the description. But also if you are in the market trying to find new people to your team, trying to expand your team, I have a list linked in my description where you can find other people that were affected in the same layoff as me. And in the meanwhile, make sure you keep learning, be ready, and don't panic.